My name is Kels360, and I'm here with another episode of Wake Up World. Yes, this is episode number 2, and I'm sorry that I haven't been able to put videos out like I've been wanting to, but I have not been feeling too good. This past week I was diagnosed with COVID. I'm not gonna lie, it felt a lot more like a stomach bug to me, but it is what it is. You don't want to be sick regardless. It doesn't feel good to be sick, neither here or there, period. You know what I mean? Well, with that being said, thank the Most High, thank the ancestors, and, thank nature and thank, the whole entire universe for me feeling better to be able to have the strength to get up here and make this video, right? So my nose is a little stopped up right now. I might sound like it, but we're going to muscle through this, right? So with that being said, I have a few disclosures I want to speak on, right? So number one, if you have a problem with my spirituality or with spirituality, you might want to leave the video. Why? Because I'm a very spiritual person and I believe in the divine. I believe in the universe. I believe in cycles. I believe in karma. I believe in all of them things, astrology, supreme mathematics, and honestly, your signs do too. Just to be honest, they just try to tell you not to believe in it, and then they hide it in things such as quantum physics. But I ain't the one that said that. But that's true. Anyway, so that's one. Number two, if you have a problem with me speaking my truth, you might want to leave the video because I am gonna say what I'm gonna say. And I'm gonna mean what I say, and I say what I mean. Like I said it backwards. My bad. But I'm gonna mean what I say and say what I mean. There you go. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a grown ass man. I'm gonna say what I want to say. Plus, this is my channel. If you got a problem with that, go make your own channel. Just simple as that. Number 3. Back to me being a grown-ass man. Just to be real with you, if you don't like profanity, you might want to leave. Because I fucking cuss. I use curse words. I don't use them very often, but I will use them. And I might find myself in a moment where I'm actually using this profanity a little bit more than often. So, if you have a problem with any of that, this might not be for you, just to be real. You know what I'm saying? Now, moving on. I would like to say peace, love, and light to every entity in the universe, especially the gods and goddesses and my ancestors. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, family. I'm very grateful for you, family. And I love you, family. Straight up. Now, what we're going to be talking about today is the second subject. I had to think long and hard about what I was going to talk about because there's so many different things I want to talk about, but I feel like this is going to be more like not a relay, but a marathon type of show. So I'm looking towards longevity. So I got plenty of time to talk about the things I'm going to talk about. So I chose to speak on you cannot fix a broken person. Woo! Now I'm going to tell you, this is a very important subject. I mean, I know I said that about self-love, which is. And self-love to me is one of the biggest things that one of the biggest subjects, but not spoken on subjects in the world today. People don't speak on self-love as much as they should. And it's crazy because you got so many people who don't have self-love or a sense of self-love. They run around here empty and pouring from an empty cup, and they're draining everybody else's battery while they're at it. You know what I mean? So, guys, excuse me. I want some of this. Y'all got a little mustache on, look. No? Okay. Well, like I was saying before, but this subject right here, you know, self-love being, put it like this, self-love is the peanut butter. This subject right here is the jelly. Does that make sense? You cannot fix a broken person because you can't. You can't. And for us to even try to fix a broken person, we have to be broken ourselves, or we are well on our way to becoming broken. You know what I mean? It's hard to really just explain how that goes. It's not that hard to explain. Well, pretty much is like this, you know. For one, if you think you can fix a broken person, you have to be broken. Or you have to lack the knowledge of self-love, because if you did understand self-love, you would know that, you know what I'm saying, it's not your responsibility to fix a broken person. If you're broken, it's not anybody else's responsibility to fix you, you know? And that's, I think, is a huge toxic trait that a lot of people carry. They always go through this whole ordeal where I don't love myself, I hate myself. If I just find somebody to love me like this, or if I find somebody that love me like that, then I'll be okay. No, you're looking for somebody to fucking drain. Let's just be real. You're looking for somebody to drain. Why I say that is because if you're not happy within yourself, and if you can't make yourself happy at that, or if you can't find a sense of security, happiness, or joy within yourself, you're not going to do anything but steal it from the next person. And it's not even their responsibility to produce you with this. You're supposed to come into union with this person, with this already instilled within yourself. These programs should be instilled in yourself. You see what I'm saying? So, like, you're coming to take joy, happiness, and love away from somebody, and you don't have it within yourself. What are you going to give that person back? Your insecurities, your lack of self-love, your lack of self-worth. You see what I'm saying? That's what you're giving back. Why? Because you're going to be gaslighting. You're going to be narcissistic. If you're a broken person, you know, or you're going to have this whole mentality where you're making this person spend so much energy on you, they have no time to develop themselves because you're making it their personal, you know, chore to fix you, to make you feel better. It's all about you. Fuck them. It's all about you. And to me, that's one of the most selfish things that anybody could ever do. You know what I'm saying? And number two, that leaves you wide open to being used, as the person that's giving the love. You leaving yourself wide open to be used, you know, and you're not, and a lot of us has it in our head. I used to be this person. Like, it's okay. Maybe this person, like, have you ever just been with somebody? The last people I've ever dated, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a few people in my life that I've dated, and they seem like cool people, you know, and you just notice some narcissistic traits about them, some weird traits, a little red flags, but you know, you in the honeymoon phase of everything, so you still kind of like uh I fucks with this person type shit. You know what I'm saying? They ain't did me wrong, but you seen them do some other people wrong, but you just like, well, they ain't never crossed me like that. But that's your first mistake, because if you see them cross anybody in any type of way, understand it's programmed in them to be like that. And eventually they will do you exactly like that. They're just not comfortable enough at the time to do you like that. That's being real. Anybody you see, like if you see somebody steal from somebody, eventually they're gonna steal from you. If you see somebody get cheated on repeatedly by somebody, and or you the one that's doing, or you the one that's being cheated with, you date that person, you gonna lose that person just like you got them. They gonna find somebody else to fill that void to cheating. You know what I mean? And the reason why you gonna get that karma back is because you're condoning in the behavior. You enabling that person with that behavior. You know what I'm saying? And you want them to you're making it clear to them it is okay to behave like this. You see what I'm saying? And then number two, karma comes around. But that's what happens. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're enabling somebody to behave in certain ways, like that's nobody's fault but yours. Does that make sense? At the end of the day. So people got to be very mindful about the type of person they're dealing with, you know, the type of people they associate themselves with, and the type of people they let into their energy and into their lives, because people really don't give a fuck about you these days. Straight up. And I'm gonna be real. A lot of people some people mean to give a fuck about you. They just don't know how to give a fuck about you. You know, they know they never was taught morals and loyalty and integrity. And a lot of times, you know, they just has to be coded in your DNA. You know what I'm saying? Like they grew up going against the grain, going against their higher selves. You know what I'm saying? And like that's all they know. So eventually, you know, you gonna get caught in that crossfire because you're associating yourself with it. But if you see somebody in a situation like that, or they're acting like that, they're portraying themselves in a certain way, and you know you wouldn't condone it yourself, you need to put distance between you and that person, period. Regardless of what's going on between y'all. I'm dead serious. So, on top, like another thing, if you're the person that's trying to fix this broken person, going back to the fact that, you know, that person's taking your joy, your happiness, and they're giving you back their insecurity, you know what I'm saying, and their pessimistic, narcissistic ways, that energy rubs off on you. And you have to understand that's an energy vampire, or that's somebody that's draining you, you know, and draining you, and they're gonna keep taking until there's nothing left, you know. And the thing about takers is they don't have a limit on what they take, especially if you don't have a limit on what you're gonna give. You know what I'm saying? So be mindful of that. Understand that when you're dealing with a broken person, they have a highly toxic trait. You know, they can have some type of addiction. And it don't even have to be drugs. It could be sex. You know, they can't help but to have sex with everybody. You know, they can have an addiction of lying. They can be a compulsive liar. They can be a serial cheater. They can be narcissistic, which they're very dangerous. They can be codependent, where they can't do anything without using up your energy. They need your energy to coexist. They need somebody else's energy to burn up. Anything, depressed, you know, some type of mental issue, something. And like when I dated women like that, a lot of times the first sign that I had got with them being like that, every time they gave me some type of sob story about the people that they was already dealing with or the people they was dealing with in their past, and they just made it seem like they was just shitted on by these people. You know what I'm saying? Like, just shitted on and like done so bad, treated to the worst, and like I don't know, treated like garbage. But then you see them talking to them people, it's just like all is well. You know what I'm saying? And you just like, I thought you just said this person did you like. You feel me? But then you start noticing like, okay, then they get mad at you, and then they start gravitating towards the people they were just talking bad to you about. Now they talking bad about you to them. And trust me, it is all your fault. Just like it was all their fault to you, it is all your fault to them. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it rolls. Especially with narcissists, it's always your fault. They could never take any type of accountability for themselves. They will never take any type of accountability for themselves. I will tell you how a narcissist is. You know what I'm saying? A narcissist is the type of person they'll set themselves on fire and blame you for letting them set themselves on fire, or blame you for watching them set themselves on fire and not stopping them. Some crazy shit like that. I'm dead serious. That's exactly how narcissists work. I mean, that's one of the best ways I can describe a narcissist and how they deal with stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll be the antagonist in the problem, but they will find anybody else to blame for the problem versus finding the solution, so they can keep the light off of them. You know what I'm saying? And that's how they move. That's how they move. That's how they move. That's how they move. And them one of the worst ones. And and all of those traits, they might have them all in one. That's why it's important to understand. You have to understand that you cannot fix a broken person. A broken person has to make the conscious decision that they are going to make changes to themselves, and they have to do the work. I'm going to say this again. A broken person has to make a conscious decision for themselves and make sure they do the work. I probably didn't say it like that the first time, but oh well. I meant the same shit. They have to do the work. And what's some of the work they can do? They have to do shadow work. They have to meditate, shadow work. And basically they have to understand that they have to identify their issues, where the issues stem from. And that's going to be a different video. I'm not going to get into it right now. But they have to identify where the issue came from. And then they have to work out and face their darker half, that displays these actions or this behavior. And they're just going to have to face it, They're gonna have to face it, and it takes a lot of uh calling out your own bullshit. It does. It takes a lot of calling out your own bullshit. And a lot of people ain't ready for that. 2020. That was 2020 on the recorder. So obviously, I'm saying something right. You know what I mean? So you have to call out your own bullshit. You have to take accountability for what your actions are. You have to think to yourself, where did I go wrong to get me to being this type of way? And you gotta fix it yourself. You gotta change your ways. You gotta change your habits. You gotta change people you're around. And you can tell if they change because their perspective would change, the way they move would change, the type of people they hang out with would change. I don't give a fuck. Birds of a feather flock together. If a person you not finna hang with a bunch of hoes or a bunch of niggas that ain't hoes and you not be a hoe. I'm saying you ain't gonna be a bunch of around a bunch of people who do dope and shit and you don't do dope. You know what I'm saying? It's something about y'all that aligns y'all on the same frequency. Maybe y'all drink, all that. Like there's something about what y'all do. You see what I'm saying? So if a person is truly changing, the type of people they associate themselves with will change. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't align with them people no more. The way they look at things will change. The way they carry themselves will change. Their decision making will change. All that will change. If it don't change, they're not changing. If that don't change, then they're not doing the work. And then the main thing about a broken person, especially a narcissistic person, is you can't believe what they say. They're always going to lie to you. A compulsive liar, their actions is always louder than the words. 2222 on the recorder. Thank you, Spirit, for being a vessel. For me being a vessel for you to speak out of. So 2222 on the recorder, I know I'm saying something right. So if a person is telling you one thing, look at their actions. Is their actions saying the same thing? Because they're going to act out exactly how they truly feel. They could tell you something a million times, but if their actions not matching up, that's not how they truly feel. Pay attention to those actions. There's a saying that I've always went by, right? Always went by. And it's one of the realest statements I ever said, or that I went by since I was a kid. And I used to have it posted up on my wall in my bedroom. When I lived with my dad, I wish I knew where it was now. You know what I mean? That was about 20 years ago. But anyway, people may never believe what you say, but they have no choice but to believe what you do. Think about it. Because you can rah-rah all day. I can tell you that I'm about to go feed the homeless all day. 2 months later, I ain't do nothing. But if I don't tell you nothing, I go and you just see me down there feeding the homeless, you know I did it. You see what I'm saying? Somebody could tell you they some shooters, right? All day, play around with the guns. I never shot nothing in their life. But the quietest person in the world won't even tell you. They just up and do it. Excuse me. But that's being real. People may never believe what you say, but they'll always believe what you do. So if one thing you can catch a narcissist at, because one thing they're great at is drawing illusions. A compulsive liar and a narcissist, a broken person, a codependent person, they will draw an illusion for you with their tongue and their words and all day make you believe in something completely different from their actual agenda. And this is how I catch a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, in my life. That's why I don't deal with a lot of people. But they actions, their actions, bro. Something different. Something different. Because one thing of the specialty of a narcissistic person, that make you doubt yourself. If you're not paying attention to those actions, that make you doubt yourself. And one example, I dealt with somebody like that. I would catch them up and they'll still lie. Still lie. Still, they will not. I'm telling you, if you don't tell them to their face what you done caught, and I did an experiment on them, right? I caught them in something. I went through a whole bunch of stuff, and I caught them red-handed a bunch of stuff, right? And I didn't even, I told them only part of what I knew just to see, And when I first started to tell them, I wasn't going to tell them nothing, right? I was just going to see if they're going to tell me. But I seen how quick they was going to lie to my face. So I started calling out little stuff. And they would sit there and deny it until I called it all the way out. And then I didn't tell everything else. We ended up breaking up or whatnot. And I was just like, man, I'll never deal with them again. It ain't worth it. It's too much energy. Until they can come to me and be all the way 100, then we can work out some type of new renewal. You know what I'm saying? Like something. You know what I'm saying? But if you still gonna play me for a fool and lie to me, you know what I'm saying? Then nah, I ain't fooling with you. I've had people steal from me and try to lie on me, and I knew they did it. I knew they did it because I think ahead of time. So anytime I'm in a situation, I'll set some stuff up to where I know if it comes up missing or if something go bad, I know who did what. And I know they stole from me, and they still to this day trying to play like I'm the bad guy. Because I know they stole from me. And people ain't no fools, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay. That's a small loss for me, but that's a huge loss for them because they don't realize what type of game, they don't realize what type of solid ass person they lost in a relationship or a friendship, as a family member or so forth. You know what I'm saying? They don't. Because when you dealing with somebody who's willing to be there for you no matter what, and if a person's holding back from you and they're genuinely a good person, they know you on some bullshit. You either need to chill out and stop it, or, you need to have that conversation with them and be completely transparent and let them know where you at. That was 2828. So, excuse me, y'all. Something's trying to keep me from getting my message out, but I'm getting it out anyway. Fuck you talking about. Because this ain't happened to me until I just started doing all this talking. You know what I'm saying? So, nah, something ain't right. Anyway. But, man, just be real with the person. Be real with yourself. Be real with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, be real with each other. And understand, if you dealing with a broken person, you cannot fix them. You cannot fix them. You're going to have to give them the necessary boundaries. I'm not saying kick them to the curb, but you got to give them the unnecessary boundaries to make them want to fix themselves and make sure they understand they need to fix themselves. Because if they don't do the work, then you need to kick them to the curb. Give them the chance to do the work. You know what I'm saying? Give them the chance to do the work. Hang on enough rope. Either they gonna pull you back in, or they gonna pull themselves back into your good graces, or they gonna hang themselves with it. It's gonna be one or the two. Their choice. You feel me? So, I mean, that's all I can say about it. That's all I can say about it. Well, that's all I got right now. You know what I'm saying? There's a good talk. I love what I had to say. I love the time that I got the vibe. I hope everybody vibe with me on the same vibration. I hope I've helped somebody out there, because that is my main objective of all these videos. I just want to help somebody out there. So, like, share, subscribe, comment below. Let me know if I helped you at all with this video. And, I'm out. My name's Kills360, everybody. Peace, family.